race of the evening where we've had reverse grid number 11 drawn out, and we're at the Grand Valley Highway. I am again joined by Chunky but Funky. Chunk, you alright to whiz everybody through the grid order, or I'll just let them know we'll start in 2 minutes?
Certainly can. So, this is a reverse grid from 11th position downwards. So, that will be as follows. You will start with Highfield in first, Jake in second, Steve-O into third, Azrael will start fourth, Harj in fifth, Dad will take sixth, Scott will be in seventh, Fishtail in eighth, Apex in ninth. Our championship leader Wrench will be starting in 10th, followed by our previous race winner Smiley starting in 11th, Bibby in 12th, LeChick in 13th, and Jay will be starting in 14th.
Thanks, Chunk. And we're going to start at 1942. So just before we go, based off the reverse grid, does it change your favourite?
Scott is now very firmly my favourite to win this race.
Okay. I think JH could be an interesting one.
He is starting a lot further up the grid, and I think that Lamborghini is quite suited to this circuit, maybe a bit more than it was at Laguna.
Yeah, well, I've never driven here myself, but I can see a big old straight, which would indicate that it probably will help.
Oh,
Right.
It's a really long straight, yeah.
Let's get this underway. Have you driven here yourself before?
I have driven probably 3 times.
Okay.
Fast track.
It's a popular
Very
track.
fast
I know
track.
a lot of the drivers.
It's an enjoyable track.
To be fair, most of the original Gran Turismo design tracks are.
Penalties are quite strict around here. It's quite easy to get a penalty.
I remember Steve-O saying that, actually.
Very easy to get a penalty, and you get a penalty going on to not the longest straight, which is a bit more handy. Get it on one of the other smaller straights.
Two Evos in the back. I was just thinking that. Can Highfield hold on to this pole? Jake straight up the inside.
Oh, is that Smiley up the inside of Scott already?
Oh, crikey. We'll have a quick look at a minute.
Smiley's
P7, P6.
I told you that Evo would absolutely fire off the
Wow,
line.
look at this though. Oh, it's into the wall there, wasn't it? Is that maybe
he'll pick up a penalty if he's in the wall. Oh, it's tight there. That is tight.
Oh, crikey, mate. For that mid-pack. It's intense, isn't it? Smiley's down into P9 now.
Oh, Scott, what a move from Scott there. He passed about 4 cars then.
He's up into P3.
He dived up the inside of those guys then. He will be a man on a mission as well after that last race.
Look behind. There are cars going 4 wide through corners.
Smiley's been shuffled back down to 9th. And Lucky is right with him. Scott has had an absolute flyer here.
Yeah, he wants to make up for that previous race. Jake will be hoping that the Battlineer can hold him up a little bit, because he has got away a little bit.
No, Scott's already through here.
And yeah. Look at that for a sight.
Jake will hold his own though. Jake also a very fast driver.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that Porsche is quite up to what the guys are looking for. I haven't seen anybody say anything good about it that's driven it. I think it's very slow in a straight line, isn't it?
So it might only be so much
more soon, so I mean, look at that Lambo absolutely chomping through the gap now. Yeah, look at that.
I'm about to see, look at this for Ding Dong behind. Highfield, the other Lambo coming through.
I think we may see Scott in front by the time they get to the first corner.
Strange originally, I thought the Group 4 cars were more balanced front to back than the Group 3s, but potentially not.
He's took, what, 1.3 seconds out of him?
Just with Highfield and Dad at the minute. But crikey, man, this mid-pack is kicking off everywhere.
Smiley's got a penalty and he's been shuffled down into 10th by Lucky. He is not where he's going to want to be here.
Scott's got the lead. He is a man possessed. Jake's trying to come straight back at him though.
I just don't think that Porsche will have the legs to battle that Lamborghini.
Highfield is a little off there.
Scott absolutely flying as well. he's put a bit of practice in this week on this track, and I think he was quite comfortable on it. So you don't want to be making any connections with the wall though, because that will be a penalty if he does. He's pulling away now. He's going to want to run as fast as he can at the minute because his nearest championship rival is into 6th.
Yeah, and the other one is in 8th.
Yeah.
Where's Apex?
Apex is last.
What?
11 seconds off the back of the field.
Scott's gone for now, so I'm just going to focus on this mid-pack battle, which looks, to say, look, it looks intense, is an understatement.
Look how many cars you've got there, all.
My word.
Lucky now into 5th.
This looks a fun track, though.
Scott is absolutely checked out here, 1.8 seconds already.
Yeah, I think unless something happens there, they're going to focus on this
right on the back of Jake as well.
Let's get
and
to that
Steve-O onto the back of Dad as well. These guys are going to be 3 wide in a second.
Might have a good view from this from Steve-O's
Lexus
car.
is fast, but that Lamborghini is slightly faster. There we go. Stephen breaks out to the left.
Look at
He's going to get a double pass here. Dad is now. Dad was now stuck between them.
He's made it stick. Steve has made it stick, hasn't he? Oh.
Jake back up the inside there. Clever racing then. He does a lot of GT racing.
Yeah.
Multiple games. He knows what he's doing. He knows where to position a vehicle. That Porsche just not fast enough in a straight line. It just hasn't got the legs, has it?
No. That Lamborghini on that straight was incredible, even out of slipstream.
Oh, Steve-O wide. That's Jake back up the inside, and Dad up the inside. Oh my God, these two side by side. Steve-O, one of the hardest people to get past in this game.
For sure.
Dad managed
Defends
to get
like
through.
a lion.
Will we see Dad yield for Lucky if Lucky gets through?
Teammates and good friends, quite possibly.
Yeah. Lucky now right onto the back of Steve-O here.
Whole pack stayed intact though. Again, it's good to see.
There we go. Dad up the inside of Jake. He's going to swing around the outside. What good move that is. If he can make that stick. What a move from Dad that is. And that Porsche is not going to out-drag that Lexus down there.
No, he isn't a slipstream, but... I have a good view of this from Lucky.
I know we slate the F1 game for having equal cars, but sometimes, even in this, you wish sometimes they were equal just so you could see it.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, it's nice to get this variety track.
4.2 seconds out in front.
Oh, Lucky and Smiley about to... They're not fighting for the win this time. It's for P5, but Smiley's got a real good run on him. Moved on in the tunnel. Oh, they're going at it down the straight again.
Steve-O doesn't even need to go in the slipstream. He just
this is what I noticed before. It's incredible. I mean, Enzo Ferrari once famously mocked Lamborghini for their race cars, but maybe not this one. He wouldn't.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty for. I think that might be a penalty for Stephen.
There's no wall pens.
The wall like that. Oh, no wall pens. No, he'll be all right then.
He have got the light damage, so he will take a hit for a short while. If you hit the wall
like that in a daily, that's like a 2-second penalty.
Probably to prevent. No, you wouldn't want a wall ride there.
Smiley's right there now as well.
Yeah.
Look.
You just can't keep them down, can you, Smiley and Lucky and Scott? Hence why they're leading the championship.
The fast guys always come to the front in the end.
Jake's doing well tangling in there.
I applaud Jake because that Porsche is not.
Well, we've seen like Eamon, who is like phenomenally fast normally, has struggled in that car. So
I haven't seen any of the drivers who've used it have a good word to say about it, and watching it in a straight line tonight just shows you.
Which is mad that you think it's probably the most well-rounded GT3 car. It just shows it doesn't always translate.
I think this is the issue sometimes with this game. They think, oh, we've made one really good, we've just made the other one pretty terrible.
Well, they claim they're based on real-world data.
There's got a run though.
They do claim it's all based on real-world data, don't they? So.
I can tell you now, Stephen will not let Smiley through here.
No, he'll be in the
Scott's teammate and brother, he will be holding Smiley up. Penalty? Cut the inside of that corner, that's a massive penalty. Smiley around the outside.
That's a move. I'll tell you what, that's the one reason, mate, I didn't put down to reserve this week. I've still got PTSD from my Lambo training camp last Friday. It's brutal.
Look, he seems to be struggling a bit here, look.
Yeah,
just can't quite seem to bridge the gap.
I mean, the wind's done and dusted, but this battle behind is absolutely incredible. Oh, Smiley's now on the outside of Jake. These were two big rivals, weren't they, in our first season? Along with yourself.
Oh, this is close. Stephen, if he gets a sniff here, he's going to send that Lamborghini.
Oh, he's just got a penalty. 1.5.
He's already had that from half.
Oh, is he?
The lap before you. He'll
that's
serve
going to
it.
be... Where is the penalty served?
It is out the right-hander when you go over the bridge.
Oh, crikey, so you're going to really miss out.
Not the last straight, the one before.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Before you go up and under that little tunnel.
Oh, wow, sorry, I just caught Steve-O doing a full WRC opposite lock slide. I mean, it would have slowed him down massively, but it looked spectacular.
Smiley's come back alive here because at the beginning of this race he got shuffled down. He was up and then shuffled back down. He's had a couple of laps breather and now he's pushed his way back up to the front. Scott has absolutely set sail here, 6.5 seconds clear.
There's Steve-O serving his pen. How many is he going to lose? He's only lost, well, I say only 2, but it'll still be damaging to him. Oh no, actually lost 3, both McLaren.
Apex has done well, he's got himself into 12th now, he's got himself back amongst these guys.
Good work, but I'm just going back to this battle for P2, crikey. Dad's doing really well in the second Lexus this evening. I don't think he can hold Smiley here. Smiley just seems to get in great runs.
That Evo is very fast in a straight line as well.
Yeah, he's just breezed past, and he was quick for the tunnel as well.
Oh, Dad's took right in there now though. Is Dad going to make a lunge for this?
Okay, not long. 10 minutes.
He's up the inside. He's up the inside of him. No, not quite enough. Look at Jake holding on to the back of these guys as well. That is phenomenal.
They don't need to worry about battling and losing to Scott here, do they? Because that's done and dusted. But Jake's, he's driving well.
The thing that's going to help him is that massive mistake from Scott in the first race.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you what, look, he's going to come under fire here from Jay and Steve-O and Highfield.
Oh yeah.
Lucky looks the more vulnerable of the top guys in the championship to me here.
No, I think you're right.
1.6 seconds, he's off the back of his teammate now.
JH back into the last podium position.
Yeah,
I mean, what an effort that will be if he takes the Porsche to a P3.
Oh, Dad up the inside here. Saw this move earlier from Dad. Runs it, we're on the outside. Oh no, Jake's got the line there.
I've got to say, as we're at the halfway point of race 2, the racing tonight was incredible.
Smiley with a penalty. Smiley has a 0.5 penalty.
That's going to be interesting.
That can drop him back behind Jake and Dad if he doesn't.
Possibly into Lucky's coattails as well. God, Jake is pushing. He is opposite lock around every corner.
Lucky looks like he may have steadied the ship a bit and is starting to go forward again. It's so difficult when you get out of rhythm sometimes to get yourself back up to where you need to be.
Seems like the run out of this tunnel is key.
Scott now 7.4 seconds. Absolute dominant performance from Scott in this one. He will be ruining his mistakes from that first race. Phenomenal drive from Scott here.
Yeah, for sure.
Smiley 1.7 seconds in front now. I think by the time that penalty served, he'll still be in second place. Dad and Jake here, bumper to bumper.
Yeah, it's a good old battle.
Jake is pushing that Porsche to the absolute limit.
It looks to me like they've pulled away from Lucky again.
Yeah, it's back up to 1.6 again. Maybe Lucky's struggling through this first sector or something. Yeah, it's gone back out to 1.7. He must be struggling through the first sector somehow.
It seems
strange
to be
considering Dad's absolutely flying through it.
A minute ago, Lucky had 2 McLarens on his tail. Now neither of them are there. This is strange.
Oh, I've had an incident.
And into
Yeah,
McLaren.
Highfield's down into 14th.
Oh dear.
Steve-O into 13th.
Oh dear.
Something happened between those two because those two were
But
racing.
And Jay was up there as well, so what's happened to him?
Jay's in 11th.
It's
There was a lot
disaster
of
for
damage
McLaren.
on Jay's car.
It will self-repair, but...
No, but the car is
in fact-
absolutely battered if you look at the quarter panel on it.
Oh, okay, the visible.
The visible damage, it's absolutely battered.
I'm going to go back just to this battle, the battle for P6, which looks intense. Haas has found himself in a Toyota sandwich.
There you go, end of the lap, and look, he's closed that gap back in.
Okay. We'll come back to that in just a minute.
Smiley didn't look like he lost any time through that penalty.
It just shows, doesn't it? Oh, so as Asfield's past Haas, so the Toyota's now winning 6 and 7. Quick look what's happening here. Haas in P8. Apex got himself back up to P9. Bibby P10. Beeman P11. The Chick in P12. 4 seconds clear of Steve-O in P13. As you say, Highfield off the back in P14. Oh yeah, Lucky is right back on to his teammate and Jake here. Alexis collaborating here, do you think?
Lucky needs to get his... Look, what
wow.
a move.
If he sticks that...
Dad's definitely going to let him go here, I think. If Dad fight, I'll be surprised to see Dad fight this. Oh, he is.
What a move that was by Lucky into out.
So we now have the top 3 in the championship back into the top 3 positions.
And again, on a night in a race where he struggled, if he comes away here for P3, a P2 and a P3.
Yeah, especially with Scott having a P5.
Yeah, it's going to be very close going into the finale next week, where we're at. I mean, anything could happen there. I never had to know how to pronounce it, but Suzuka and then Tokyo Expressway to finish on, that could be interesting.
If Scott loses, can you imagine if Scott doesn't win this championship by a couple of points that he's lost in that
Well, I think
first one?
The overall championship and the endurance he's got probably in the bag. It's just going to be whether he can take the sprint as well. I think it's going to be a three-way fight for the sprint.
The thing we're lucky is he's always there, isn't he? He's never far away.
Yeah. And Dad's doing a solid here on JH.
We know he's suffering in the endurance racing side of it with them tyres on that Lexus.
I wonder what the tyre wear's like at Kyoto, because it killed him at Interlagos, but again, Kyoto's a track I've never driven before, so I just don't know what it's quite like. JH is about to try and have another go here at Dad.
Jake absolutely tucked it in that Porsche. He'll be wheeling that car forward now.
Boy, it seems a bit slidey, doesn't it? Another one that seems like it's got all its road car features inside the car.
I mean, look how close he's tucked in, and it just doesn't have the legs.
No.
Oh.
And it doesn't seem to balance that out with amazing corner performance either. It's obviously better through the corners, but he's going to make that stick on the outside. That's a move.
Yeah,
oh.
Gravel track in there.
These two, wow. Leaving just enough room. Yeah, it's allowed Lucky to cement P3, but that again will benefit him. Oh man. He's still stuck it in there. He's still there on the outside. the way this track flows, it just flows, doesn't it? So one driver's got the inside for one corner, the next one's got it for the next.
That's going to be inside of him again now from that Porsche.
We've got to stick with this one, but I just saw in the background about 5 cars coming onto this straight as well.
Yeah, Fishtail, Apex, Arge.
We have to stay with this
Bibby
battle
up there as well.
I mean, Dad and Jake have gone side by side for about 3 minutes.
Jake's got a penalty.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge. That.
What a battle these two are having.
Yeah. I think when that penalty kicks in, we'll go back to that.
I feel Jake for Jake at the minute, because there is nothing worse than being in a car that is slower than the other car, even when you're in slipstream and you're willing it forward. So frustrating. He's just desperate, trying to suck in every bit of air there.
But again, like you say, compared to F1 here, you've got to drive around the car you've got, haven't you? The best you can.
Yes, 100%, yeah. Scott now 10.1 seconds out in front.
Haz doesn't seem to be enjoying the Porsche as much. He's just put in the chat.
No, I don't think Haz will ever fill into the Porsche again.
I won't repeat what he just called it. Well, we can say POS, I think. Mind you, he's being outshone here by Jake.
These two are still side by side.
Absolutely incredible.
What a race, and this is such good to see. Such clean, aggressive racing as well from these two.
Jake's first GT7 race in ERL for quite a while.
It's all that Assetto Corsa knowledge he's using.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's one Assetto Corsa is more sim than GT. There's a lot of transferable skills. It's definitely Assetto Corsa is definitely helping me brake better in GT. Yeah. So you can definitely learn between the two games for sure.
That'll be on his new.
Of course, he had technical fault, didn't he? The racing's getting too real with the amount of technical faults we're getting.
I think knocking it over when somebody's drunk isn't classed as a technical fault, is it?
No, well, true. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I was wondering why Jake had fallen off, but it's the penalty. Now, where was that other battle that was ding-donging back here?
That's a bit of a shame, that is, because that would have been such a good battle on the last lap to see those guys go at it still.
I think it might have been this one, Bibby and Fishtail maybe.
Steve-O's still in 13th, he's going to be in the bad books tonight.
Yeah, he'll be right in lines all evening.
Especially after that quality performance last week. Scott
where he's still got that little bit to go on his older brothers. I think his pure pace is there, isn't it? But it's just that level of consistency.
Scott has been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, we will definitely get back round to him in a minute. I'm just with the mid-pack battle
undeniably the fastest driver as well, not just through that first lap. He has been the fastest driver, lap in, lap out.
In the Manufacturers' Cup, though, massive points for Lexus, P3 and P4. If you remember, we got 4 championships up for grabs: Sprint, Endurance, Overall, and the Manufacturers' Cup.
This is the issue, though, when you have a first and you have somebody sitting in 13th.
Yeah.
Whereas you got Lexus sitting 3rd and 4th.
And you called in Steve Checo Perez.
He's way too wild to be Checo Perez.
And as we've got Norris and Piastri in the Lexus, basically.
Yeah.
Let's get to Scott. He hasn't had much limelight here. He's about to lap somebody, and you're lapping someone in a 20-minute race. It takes some doing.
Highfield once again super unlucky again.
Somebody
in these little.
Oh, of course, he had the reverse grid pole as well, so he couldn't capitalise on it. They're coming up here, though.
From Scott here.
Yeah. Overall, he could be after night's work. He led a few points in the first lap. I think the overall championship's his to lose now, but can he make it a clean sweep and take all 3 driver championships?
Phenomenal drive.
Fantastic, Scott. Again, Smiley, good evening for him. A P2, a P1 and a P2.
Yeah, great evening for Smiley. I mean, overall, when you look at it, it's a better evening than Scott's.
Yeah. Lucky
and I tell you what, it's been a good evening for Lucky here.
Yeah, again, 2 podiums.
Jake is back onto the back of that here.
I thought that was battle done, but yeah, well done. I think Jake's my driver this race.
Both of those guys, that was a phenomenal race watching both those guys.
And this one's come in for P7 and 8, Fishtail's
absolutely hovering in the air. Harry Potter style.
Oh, a difficult night for McLaren. P10, your former team. Hang on, what's happening here?
Into the pits and he's Porsche, give it up.
He needs to go back to hunting bears, I think. Steve-O's not going to beat Haz here. No. Oh no, Haz just makes it to the line. Difficult night in the second Lambo for Perez. Steve-O. So.
We get Highfield still going round here. I think we'll get lapped. Did he get lapped?
Yeah, I think potentially.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't got no checkered flag next to his name though. No. He's an AI though.
Yeah. So we're going to be waiting a while here. Because the AI on Gran Turismo is unbelievably slow.
It would go down into 4th position on the map, and then look how close all those cars are.
Yeah, it's mad.
I know the race is finished, but still, that gives you an idea.
I'll tell you what, as my daughter's about to fall asleep, I might do the race recap from here. So SH done with the win and fastest lap. Smiley P2, Lucky P3, Dad P4, Jake, I think my driver for this race, P5, Azrael P6, Apex P7, followed by his teammate Bibian P8. Solid points in this one there. Fishtail P9, Beeman P10, the Chick, and that's got to be now his new best result in P11. We'll just finish off these last three. Who were they? So that is Naker in P12 who finished in the pits, and Stevo P13 and Heifel P14 didn't make the continuation, unfortunately. Right, well, I'll tell you what though, there was some enjoyable racing tonight, wasn't there?
Great racing again from these guys.
I think we'll have to try and update these. I will try and update these standings before tomorrow, because I think whilst the other two championships might be foregone conclusions, this sprint one's going to go down to the wire next week, isn't it?
100%.
And potentially that Manufacturers Cup's going to be very, very close as well, because Lamborghini took that win, but the second car just didn't back it up like Lexus did.
Well, you have to have both cars up there in this, or all 3 cars even when there's...
Yeah. And that's going to be interesting tomorrow, isn't it? Seeing how the draw works out. We've seen how much difference that can make. So we'll look forward to that draw, which will be hosted by Bell tomorrow, who's just come to join me. But Chunk, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll go again tomorrow evening.
See you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow in Kyoto. I'll catch you then, but thank you for joining us, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening.